Now, I know it's been a few days, but that's because I had to emotionally prepare myself for what's to come, as well as recover after the last episode of Win One, Take One. Last episode against Middlesbrough, one of the most bonkers games in Football Manager ever. Today we take on United away and Liverpool away. I'm emotionally preparing myself for the fact we're going to lose some players. Let's get into this. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm probably never going to be ready. What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 6 of Win One Take One, here with Charlton, and of course, we are back trying to avoid the drop. Today, we start in 17th place. We're outside the bottom 3. It all looks great until you realise the fixtures that are upcoming. I am expecting a lot of pain and suffering over the next few episodes. Today, we have, as I've already mentioned, United and Liverpool away. We've then got Arsenal and Sunderland, Bolton, Chelsea, and Leeds. Yes, the next 2 months are going to be absolutely brutal, and it starts today with a couple of really rough games that could see us lose some super important players. Now, of course, today we're taking on a Manchester United side who are currently 3rd in the league, a little bit off the pace of Leeds and Arsenal, to be fair, but a team full of a hell of a lot of talent. And well, if we just look at their squad by value, David Beckham, the jewel in their crown, he is valued at over £25 million, so we'd have to roll the jackpot to be able to get in David Beckham. Elsewhere, though, players like Roy Keane are available, Andy Cole, Solskjaer. I mean, to be honest, when you just look at the squad ordered by ability, you start to realise that basically, if there's any chance of us winning this game, the squad improves as a result, regardless of what we spin. And well, speaking of which, shall we give the wheel a spin? No dilly-dallying around today. Let's get into the pain and suffering. Wheel, be kind to me. Be kind to me, wheel. Where are we going? Now, you weren't meant to do this. This was not meant to happen. 0. Now, fortunately for me, and this is fortunate, I asked you guys, what should I do if we roll a 0? Should it be that we don't get a player, or should it be that we get the lowest valued player? And you guys all said it should be the lowest valued player. As a result of that, I'm looking through this team. The man that we would acquire if we win is Ramon van der Go, who, I mean, I don't know if I want to win now. I mean, just avoid defeat, get a draw, that'd be fine. So in terms of the team for today's game, we're going to stick with the 4-4-2, but I'm going to go with the asymmetric style that we played last episode. Of course, Johansson was playing slightly higher up the pitch. He's a player who's very capable of playing as a winger on the wing. However, he can't actually play as a left midfielder, so we're going to go a little bit in asymmetric. It looks cool, I think. It looks unnecessary, doesn't it? It's irking me. I wish I could drag him back, but I just can't. In terms of the personnel, though, for today's game, we are at full strength. Hadji, of course, the new addition as of last episode, had a pretty good debut against Middlesbrough. I think the big challenge for us today is to look a little bit more solid at the back, perhaps. I think last episode we showed some fragility, especially against a Middlesbrough team who, well, compared to this United team, are nowhere near as good. I feel like going into today's game, the big aim just has to be avoid losing a big player. If we can get a couple of draws, that would be perfect. I think we might be hoping for a bit of a miracle for that to be the case. Ultimately, these are the kind of games that you go into, you kind of just grit your teeth and hope you make it through the other side. I mean, look at that team that they've got. Scholes, Keane, Beckham, Giggs, York, Van Nistelrooy. And yet we're playing for Van der Go, or whatever. Was that his name? I don't even know the guy. I feel like I know this era of football. Okay, not even heard of their goalkeeper. He's 38. I mean, I don't want to sound bitter, but the wheel has let me down today. I'm the one who spins the wheel. So is it on me or the wheel when these things... I'm blaming the wheel. The wheel is a sentient being as far as I'm concerned. 15 minutes gone. Jensen fails to win his header. Dwight York now has it. Holds it up for Scholesy. And it's a battle of the 4-4-2s today. We've got a 4-4-2. They've got a 4-4-2. And we've got Hadji winning the ball there. Stewart. Can he pick out a man in front of him? There's options in the middle. Stewart, where are you going? He gives it to Jason Yule. I've punched my microphone. I don't care. Let's go. Jason Yule, he found his shooting boots and now he can't stop scoring. It's not a particularly pretty goal. It's not a particularly sublime goal, but it's nice by Stewart. He works it down the byline, pulls it across, and Jason Yule, he gets a little stabby toe on the end of it. And it finds the bottom corner. Charlton 1, United 0. The theatre of dreams, I was about to say, is making all our dreams come true. They've now got a chance straight away. Don't do it like this. Let me enjoy being ahead for a little bit, football. The game is listening. I don't care what anyone says. The game is listening to me in this. It's a throw-in that we don't deal with. I feel like we've had a few goals like this, but we don't really deal with short throw-ins. In the end, it's a shot by York that's blocked. It falls straight to Scholesy. I want to complain, but we scored a goal just like that last episode, so I can't even really be bitter about it. Another set piece here for United. Out on the far side, Beckham whips it in, and Roy Keane just nuts it in. I mean, it's a pretty good header. The game's asking, how am I? How are you? I am absolutely awful, Football Manager. Thank you for asking. It's whipped in, and Roy Keane just arrives like a train. We have two men go up for it. It was Stewart, and I think it was Rufus there. And Roy Keane just wins the header. I mean, we were in the lead for 2 minutes. It was a good time. We enjoyed it while it lasted. Is there one last chance before half-time? Young looking to get it forward. To be fair, we've nullified them quite well. They've not had that many chances, although Hadji is threading them through superbly. Now Giggs is free. Space in front. York pulled back to... I thought Kylie was going to let that in. It wasn't a great finish, was it, by York? It's P-rolled into Kylie's hands. And at the break, I mean, look, it's 2-1 to them. We've got the better XG. You can tell me it's by a small margin, but we've been the better team in that half. And I want to believe that in the second half we can turn it around. You weren't bad, but I've got faith in you. Stuart, why are you looking sad? Look motivated. Good man. Great team talk, Jack. That's all you can really do there, mate. We've hit a point here where I'm talking to myself in the third person. It's getting bad. Oh, don't. Another corner, surely not. Stuart gets it away. David Beckham's lurking on the edge. Can we dispossess him? Do not let him cross the ball in. He gives it to Keane, who's on a booking. I mean, he could be there to rile up. I could see us getting Roy Keane sent off. They're knocking it around very nicely. Gary Neville on the overlap. I mean, if he scores, I'm going to cry. Fish! Fish! What are you doing? The keeper's got very angry there, Kylie. Kylie, who are you having an argument with here, son? He's given a penalty. It was Andre Mariner. Of course he was going to give United a penalty. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Right, Kylie, do something huge. He goes the wrong way. It's now 3-1. There's 30 minutes left. Their team is way better than ours. Who could we potentially be losing? Jensen. I mean, on the one hand, I have Burley, who I can bring in at centre mid. On the other hand, we would be losing our only playmaker and a bit of a set-piece specialist. I'm going to take off Stewart and I'm going to bring in Bartlett. Kishishev for Luke Young, who for another game has been really disappointing. Luke Young at right back has been a bit questionable, if I might say so myself. I might be leaving it a little bit late here, but it's time to go. It's time to go on the offensive. It's time to get some men forward and try and score. Why is there a highlight? Why is it at the edge of our box? I've hit the woodwork. I mean, the change hasn't had the desired immediate effect, but we're going to get it away. It's fine. 10 minutes left. We can do this. Jensen's on a 6.1. I don't think he wants to be here. I think he's seen his opportunity to join Manchester United and he's going to take it with both arms. Oh no, Hadji's on a 6.1 too. Oh no, Jensen's on a 6.0. There's 10 seconds left. Is there going to be a late change? I don't know. I mean, we've lost, but who have we lost? Jensen on a 6.1, Hadji on a 6.1. So I get to choose who I lose. Dilemmas. Dilemmas. Do I want to get rid of Jensen or do I want to get rid of Hadji? I think I have to get rid of Jensen because for as good as he is in the team, ultimately, I don't have any other right midfielders if I let Hadji go. We made such a big deal of getting Hadji a few matches ago that just give him to United now would be a questionable decision, I think is the fairest way to phrase it. It wouldn't be ideal. He's let me down. He's got a 6.1. We've lost our only playmaker. I mean, on the one hand, it's nice to see him, you know, playing for a team who might play him a little bit. Although, I don't know if United might not even register him because they had quite a big squad. Imagine if they don't. You better register him for Manchester United. If you don't, I'm going to be disappointed. As for Raymond, I'm sorry I couldn't rescue you from Manchester, mate. Although, I'm kind of glad I don't have to play you in goal against Liverpool because I need all the luck that we can get. And speaking of which, that game is in a week's time. It's going to be 5th versus 17th. We're still not in the drop zone, although there's a few teams left to play. Let's go forward. We may not even be in that situation when I come back. Keep your fingers and toes crossed, everyone. We're going to Anfield. Okay, it's game number 2. It's against Liverpool. It's at Anfield. I want to sit here and tell you all, it can't get any worse. We all know it absolutely can, and it probably will. It's going to be a rough game. Liverpool currently 5th in the league, a little bit off the Champions League spots. This is a Liverpool team who are quite good. Under Gerard Houllier, they were predicted to finish 3rd, slightly underperforming. Their star player in this database is Michael Owen. He is absolutely bonkers. I'd quite like Michael Owen. How much is he worth? I mean, of course, he's won a Ballon d'Or by this point in real life. He is worth 20 million. So there are 2 values on the wheel that can save us. Stevie Gerrard is available for 9 million. I mean, these would all be fantastic players. The reality is we're probably going to be waving away one of our own players towards them in the next 20 minutes. Shall we spin the wheel? Wheel, you were awful to me before. It can't give me 0 again. I've given it a good tug. And it's landed on the 20 million. I thought it was about to land on the 0 again, and I was about to lose my absolute mind. But it's 20 million. That means if we win, we could sign anyone. Michael Owen, he's on the cards. There's not many Michael Owen cards in the deck, I feel like, to get dealt. But let's see how Football Manager's feeling today. Maybe, just maybe, we can get lucky. If we beat Liverpool, we could probably get a player here who can save us from the drop. Today's team is a little bit of a weird one just because with Jensen going out, I've got to reevaluate things. It does mean that Burley comes into the midfield to play alongside Parker at centre mid. Neither of them are really a playmaker, but I think the least offensive scenario here to make things work is probably to play Scotty Parker as a roaming playmaker. Is that a mad idea? I don't think that's that mad. I'm going to do that, even if apparently it is one of his worst roles. I feel like I need someone to be the creative spark in this team. And to be fair, Scotty Parker, with 12 passing and 11 vision, has more creativity than a lot of players in this team. Elsewhere, I've decided to bring back Konchesky. I do feel like last match, in having Johansson play higher up the pitch, it probably didn't help out the centre midfield scenario and probably contributed towards us losing a centre mid. So Konchesky gets recalled to play out on the left wing. Elsewhere up top, Stewart, he's been turning provider as of late, but I need a few more goals from him. Jason Yuill, by comparison, has been in absolutely exceptional form, I feel like. The last couple of games, he's been getting goals for us. Jason might need a few more today from you, mate. Elsewhere in the team, a little bit of injury news. Rufus is currently out. You can see here. He apparently doesn't need a fitness test. He pulled his thigh. I took him out thinking he wasn't going to be available. Do I really want to play him here? I think I have to. The issue I have is we have Fish, who's not very quick, and then we, of course, have Rufus. But then kind of the next best centre-backs just aren't very good. Fortune's probably the next best. Then you've got players like Andy Todd. And then it starts to go downhill really, really quickly. I am fearful that over the next couple of matches, we're going to lose some key players in areas where not having players there is really going to hurt us. If I was to go into this game and pick out a position where I think maybe I can afford to lose a player there isn't really anywhere at this point. I was about to say maybe centre mid, but no, we've just lost a centre mid. It's crazy kind of the drop-off in quality from our kind of better players to the next best players. I mean, maybe a striker, maybe a right-back because we've got Kishiev, but if we were to lose Young at right-back, I only have one right-back left then all of a sudden, and doesn't really look ideal suddenly. Either way, it's Liverpool away. Let's be positive. We could win this. We could get ourselves a Michael Owen. Alternatively, we could be losing ourselves someone. During the games that were played in midweek, Liverpool beat Derby County 7-0. Derby County are above us in the league, everyone. I'm hoping that's not a sign of things to come here. Also in midweek, Fulham won. And Fulham are a team who, well, they're in the relegation zone, but they're not a million miles away from us. And with the fixtures we've got coming up, them finding form now would be suboptimal. Jason Yuill, square it, Jason, square it. What's he done? He's got it. He squares it. Graham Stewart scores. I'm not going to celebrate too much because of the last game, but we've taken the lead again, everyone. 2 minutes gone. It's Yuill and Stewart linking up, and it's 1-0. It was scrappy. It wasn't pretty. Yuill tried once, blocked, tried again, got it in. Stewart sneaks it in at the far post. It's 1-0. They are playing a 4-3-3. They've also got Jari Litmanen in their team. He's he's very good, is Jari Litmanen. I thought he'd be better than that, to be fair, in FM. They've got Heskey in the middle as a target man. It's terrifying. What's happening? Are we about to get a penalty? If we score again, you're giving me hope all of a sudden, Football Manager. And that's a very dangerous thing. VAR is giving the penalty. Who's taking it? Who's over this penalty? It's going to be Burley, the Derby man, former Derby man. He hits the woodwork, and because he hit the woodwork, he can't touch the rebound. And I'm just sat here heartbroken. We could be 2-0 up against Liverpool. It's 1-0, but there could be something else happening here. There's another highlight. Let's not get upset yet. Hadji hits it. Jesse Dudek holds on. I mean, 20 minutes gone. We look good. We look really good. Which inevitably means that when we lose, I'm going to be more bitter about it. Although, Stewart. Oh my God, Graham Stewart. I did not know he had that in his locker. What was that? It's 2-0 up. We've missed a penalty and then we go and score that. Okay, then. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. That's fine. This is fine. 2-0 up. Stewart, bang. Oh. Couldn't pick a better spot for that. Into the top corner. Dudek, no chance. Liverpool have only had one shot. They've had two now. They've just hit the woodwork. Jack, don't sit here and discount Liverpool because they've had one shot. We know how Football Manager works. They have two shots. They could both go in. Now we've got our own set piece. Burley dinks it. Yule's there. On the volley, he hits the woodwork too. It's end-to-end stuff. It's mostly at their end. We are looking good. Now, I'm trying to remain calm, but it's half-time at Anfield, and we're winning 2-0. Our XG is 10 times better than theirs, and we look really good. Their narrow 4-3-3 isn't working. I might be risking it here. I'm just going to tell the players I'm delighted. Keep it going, lads. Keep it going. Already 15 minutes into this half and nothing is happening. I feel like I should be making changes. We've kept Michael Owen very quiet here. Konchesky at left wing hasn't had a great game. Neither has Parker. Let's bring in Gascoigne. Gazza can play roaming playmaker. Also, the rain is lashing down here. I don't know if that benefits us or not. Maybe is it pathetic fallacy? Like the writing thing where the weather reflects the mood. The rain's come in. Maybe they're going to score. Maybe my mood's going to go down. It's suddenly 2-1 and it's Michael Owen. Of course it's Michael Owen. I don't know why I've just turned into an English teacher. I think it's called pathetic fallacy. When in a book, the weather kind of reflects the mood and it's like an ominous thing. It started chucking it down with rain and they've got one back. I'm worrying. Maybe I'm a pathetic fallacy. Okay, look, there's 13 minutes left. We are going to start time wasting. Now, I know that didn't work last time for us, and I feel like actually, you know what? After the last incident, and we all know the incident I'm talking about last episode, after that last incident, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative with what I do here. Less of the playing out from the back. We can focus through the middle. Shorter kicks is fine, but just slow it down. It's 2-1. Let's hold on to this. 10 minutes. We're 2-1 up. We're 5 minutes away from Owen. I'm trying to remain calm. There's 3 minutes of added time. There's a highlight. Burley. I mean, if we get another, it's game, set, and match. If they get one, it's a draw, and I'm very, very upset. Hadji, he loses the ball. Jari Litmanen with it. Nick Barmby plays it wide. Vignal whips in. Heskey's there. I think it's hit the woodwork, and then Owen gets the rebound. Oh, why did I go more conservative? Now, I know someone's going to say, why don't you play defensive? Look, I wanted to play for possession. I didn't want to give them the ball. Oh, it's 2-2. I mean, we're probably not going to lose a player, right? But we were so close to getting Owen. I mean, if I didn't touch anything, maybe we win. I can't think like that, can I? I am thinking like that. I hate everything. Right, Jack, we'll just undo everything that you did before, Jack. We're going back on attacking. None of this working the ball into the box malarkey. Shoot on sight. There's 2 minutes to get a goal. We're not getting a goal. If I do end up getting relegated at the end of this season, I'm going to look back on this game in the Middlesbrough games as ones where it could have gone a bit better. We were 2 minutes away from having Michael Owen. Instead, all I've got is heartbreak and the lingering anticipation of dread of reading the comment section after another quite frankly, awful bottle. There's no other word for it. That is absolutely tragic. Elsewhere, Derby and Burnley drew. I mean, we're still outside the drop. We've not lost anyone. But that's hardly a silver lining at this moment in time. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling more heartbreak with this save game than I felt in any other in quite some time. I thought we were going to have Michael Owen. I thought we could have had Steven Gerrard. Instead, we get absolutely nothing. And all we really have is the dread now of playing Arsenal. 7 days' time. We're at home. Maybe it can be a bit better. That will be coming your way next episode, as well as a game against Sunderland, a team who are only 4 points ahead of us. They could be there for the taking. That one might be winnable. It's just a shame that we've lost our only playmaker, really. That is the only downside right now. Anyway, guys, I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, do make sure to drop a like on it. I will be back again in the not-so-distant future with more Win One, Take One. And, yeah, I feel like this is a common occurrence that I just end these episodes feeling empty. But here we are again. I'll see you again next time. It's me, Jack. And I'm out. I'm going to go have a cry again.